I need speed boost. Stop running. Ah, there we go. It took a minute to do, but being able to run over tanks is very, very nice. And of course, you have the same ability against buildings here. Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here, and today we're going to be kicking off a Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries playthrough. Now, if you haven't played this game previously to where we are right now, standing, you go through a little bit of a training tutorial section, a little bit of storyline, so you will be missing out on that. So if you haven't played this game before, that is what you're missing out. The whole, this is how you turn, this is how you move, this is how you shoot. But also, more importantly, the storyline, spoiler alert, your father's dead. Actually, you're about to find out a little bit more from Rihanna. But as we start off here, we are on the dropship, a Leopard class dropship, and we're going to go ahead and walk over here. As you can see, we've got 4 mech bays, and of course a mech over there and a mech here, and we'll get into a little bit more details. But this is your general bridge of operations. It looks like we have to talk to someone, and that someone is Rihanna. And let's go ahead and maneuver over here.
Commander, good to see you up. We haven't really had a chance to speak since your father was killed. I'm not much for sentimentality, but I worked with your father for a long time. He was a good man. Hell, he sacrificed his life to save ours. I don't know what's going to happen next, but whatever it is, I'd like to be part of it. I'd like to stay on as your ops commander. That is, if you'll have me.
You kidding me? You're family, Rihanna. Or as close as I have now. Besides, I'm gonna need you.
Yes, I suspect you will. About Sitrep, it's not great news. Those bastards that came after us are in the process of setting up a blockade of the system, which means we're going to be trapped here with a tightening noose around our necks unless we do something about it.
Who are these guys?
Another mercenary outfit by the looks of it. I don't know more than that at the moment.
And these coordinates they were looking for?
Not a clue, but we're going to find out. First things first, we need transport out of the system. That means a jump ship. I sent out a transmission right after the attack through the HPG. The message was for a long-time client of your father's and an old friend of mine. Name is Spears. He has powerful connections. I'm hoping he can help us out. Until I hear back from him, there's nothing we can do except lay low. In the meantime, Fahad wants to see you down in the hangar. The Centurion needs repairs and he wants to discuss them with you. I'll let you know when I hear back from Spears.
Copy that.
So I wish they would have displayed some type of, the planet was right here and you saw some type of, something like that, but we didn't. And that is, of course, Rihanna, and we're going to go ahead and move down here to the hangar. Now, there's a few ways down. Of course, you can go all the way across, but then there's also the 2 routes this way. And so let's go and make our way. You can hold left shift to sprint, if you will. And that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And there is our Javelin. One thing to note, if you've played this game before, that mech looks a lot smaller. That's because we're using a rescale mod. And of course, that video is on our YouTube channel. And there's the Centurion as well. But we're going to go ahead and talk to this beautiful individual.
Hey, mate. Figured you'd want an update on the Centurion. Took a bloody beating back there, so fair warning. It's going to be a while before she's operational again. Means you're going to have to get comfortable with the light mech over in Bay 1 for now. She's a good girl. Won't let you down, you treat her right.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, heard that before. Anyways, you know the drill. Access the repair terminal here. Once you're done, I'll get started on the work, eh?
All right, I'm just looking at you, Britton. Is that a normal accent? What do we got going on here? I don't know. Anyways, we'll talk about Fahad and Rihanna a little bit later, but the first thing first, we're going to go ahead and take a look here at the Centurion. One of the differences you'll notice from this game from Mechwarrior Online is actually the damage states. We actually have internal structure. Unfortunately, it doesn't really show the myelin muscle fibers. I guess you could say maybe that's them. But you can see the sort of internal scaffolding structure of the mech. You can see things poking out. Looks like a rebar. I don't know. That's but the damage states are quite extensive comparatively to Mechwarrior Online. And of course, they take that and they get it to pristine condition. But we've got the Javelin over here. So let's go ahead and start this. Now, In later part of the game, you won't actually have to access this panel. You can just hit tab. Right now you can't hit tab, so all you gotta do is press E, and we're gonna go get in here. Obviously there's 2 ways to repair all damage, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you that, but these little tidbits are nice, all things considering. So the first thing you want to do is select your Centurion here. You can left click and drag around. You can see all the damage states. Again, comparatively, I guess you can see some more fibers or whatever that's going on there. But pristine mech, pretty beat up mech. As you can see, all the armor has been destroyed on this, and it's into internal structure. Now, you can just click repair mech. Now this will give you a screen, and it'll tell you what's going on here. It'll also tell you conditions. Right now we're in like a combat zone and stuff like conflict, so it'll take longer or more expensive or so forth. Obviously right now there's really not a whole lot we can do about that, but if you want to, you can click on this button right here, edit loadout, and then you can actually click the repair button from here. So what this is going to do is repair all the armor, and now it won't replace the weapons, so if there's something destroyed, you will have to drag and drop that over here. But in general, it's a quick way. If you know there's no internal structure damage and you're coming out from a fight, the best thing is just to hit repair mech start. And really, that's where we are with this. Now, there's 2 different views here. There is weapons and details. If I'm honest, there's no point in weapons view. Details is really where the bread and butter is, and especially with mods coming out that are going to add functionality to this screen. But in general, this really doesn't help you unless, again, I don't really know. So just click repair all, and they'll start work. So 46 days. That sounds like a long time, but it really isn't that bad. Of course, you can also do the same here, 46, and it does the exact same. You can also go to Paint Mech. I'm using a mod here. It's the Paint Saver mod. So what we can do here is we can change paint schemes based on, whatever. I'm not going to save that. And of course, we'll go back over here as well. And the Paint Saver, again, I'll have that link down below. It's a great mod. You can name stuff as well. You can get rid of stuff. So we'll come up with a theme after a while here and get back to it. So we've already started repairs on that. I'm going to go close the tab here. Oh, we got to go talk to Rihanna. Go figure. Again, run up here. As of right now, there's really no functionality outside of that. The repair bay or mech bays, that's all the functionality you have. And actually, you don't even need it. Later on, when you get through here, you can just hit tab. You can also access these from these panels, which is nice.
Hey, Commander. I've received a transmission from Spears in response to my request for help. Take a listen.
Rihanna, I received your message. I'm sorry to hear about Nikolai. He was a good man, and an even better pilot. He'll be sorely missed. I assume his son will be taking over the operation. Nikolai was always bragging about the boy's skills. Well, I hope he was right. I've begun working on a plan to get you safe passage out of the system, but it's going to take a little time. I expect you already know by now that whoever attacked you has set up a blockade to prevent your escape. It's a large system, though, so we can use that to our advantage. As soon as you receive this, I want you to proceed to the outermost planet in the system. It's little more than a hunk of ice with a few leftover mining operations on it. There's an abandoned power station there. Now, I've got it on good authority that local raiders are using it as a secret cache for their ill-gotten goods. I know you can use supplies and materials for your repairs, and I expect you'll find what you need at that location. I've attached the exact coordinates to this message. Once I have a proper plan in place, I'll contact you again. For now, be safe.
All right, time to suit up, Commander. I've already input the coordinates. All I need is for you to sign off and get us there.
Understood.
All right, pretty simple. Now you can hit tab, and this is actually really important because at the very beginning of this game, I thought you had to run down there to mess with your mech each time. Nope, you just click tab. So obviously there's that. So we have a pending transmission here. Of course, when you hit tab, you can go through here. We don't have any other options here, but we've got smash and grab. So we're going to go and click that. It says, okay, Commander, I'm going to drop us down well away from the target location. then let you do your thing. The target is an abandoned power plant. We know the raiders have been using the area as a secret cache for whatever goods they've managed to pilfer from the various mining outfits. So with a little luck, we'll be able to recover enough material to finish the repairs on the Leopard and the Centurion. These raiders may be a band of thieves, but don't underestimate them. They'll be motivated to protect their loot, and you can bet they'll be well armed. Stay on point and watch your 6, Commander. Good luck. Smash and grab. Again, we get 50,000 C-bills. Now, once we accept that, and generally speaking, contracts will show up on the planet here, but we've got a contract, so smash and grab. We're just going to click this. Yep, we get this. Now, this is actually pretty important. I didn't know this at the very beginning. Each faction or contract available, as far as who is your employer, you're going to have a neutral standing when you first start, unless you do missions against them. So just sort of keep that in mind. But as of right now, our employer is Interstellar Expeditions, and you have 0, you're indifferent. So you have 1 negotiation point. So what that means here, if you notice, there's a 0-1, 0-1, 0-1. C-bill payout, salvage shares, damage coverage. Now, why this is important. Basically, when we finish this mission, if we have the salvage shares here, that means, for instance, if a medium laser is 1 salvage point, we'd be able to salvage that. If a mech is 12, we would not be able to salvage that. Does that make sense? And the reason why that's important is that's sort of overlooked. It's sort of like saying you get to negotiate what you want more in a contract. You want more payout, right? Do you want damage that you take insured? So if you take 172,000 sustained damage, it'll cover that cost. And again, these are things that generally, as you increase, you get more points to be able to dump. So most often than not, you can max out your C-bill, you can max out your salvage, and do 1 or 2 damage, and that's over the period of time. So just sort of keep that in mind. Obviously, this is early on. We're just going to go with C-bills here and do 365. Now, some other things to note is it does tell you what kind of biome you're going to be dropping on. Glacial ice, time of day, target. Of course, what mission type is. This is campaign. This isn't just like a skirmish. Difficulty of 5, which is very, very, very low. It ramps all the way up to like 100. Duration. This is actually really important. 10 days. So just think of it this as later on there will be consecutive mission types. And so you could actually do a mission, take damage, start repairing some of those mechs for, let's just say, 6 days. You can actually go in there and, anyways, finagle it, take another 4 mechs, and then when you come back for your 3rd mission, you could use those first mechs in repaired state. So just sort of keep it in mind on that. Not necessarily needed right now, but sort of keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click accept. We're going to start loading our stuff. This is our pilot right here. This is our mech. And of course, sort of still damaged, so there's really nothing we can do here. And we're just going to go ahead and kick things off. So let's go ahead and drop here.
Stand clear.
Still one of the cool things about this game.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems phenomenal.
Is the dropship. That's definitely cool. Also keep in mind I'm using a modified HUD.
The power station is located on the other side of the ridge. You should be able to make your way through the pass undetected.
Copy that.
Good hunting, Commander.
I'm using what's called Navid's 3D HUD, and of course I have a link for that in the description below. So if you're watching this,
The chaplain you're piloting is lightly armed, Commander. But what it lacks in firepower and armor, it makes up in speed and mobility.
Good try, Rihanna, but I'd still rather have the Centurion.
Well, can't blame a girl for trying.
all right, and of course you have B here. I can see where I am, where I need to go, and so forth and so on. I really actually enjoy running around in 3rd person a lot of the times, just because I think this mech in particular, I love the running animation. With the latest 3D HUD, when you switch here, you can see the differences. It moves some items, so you can see your mech, which I think is really cool. Again, we'll have all of that linked down below. Obviously, if you're familiar with Mechwarrior Online, you can actually change your weapon groups here. So let's just say we want mouse 2. So now left. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. They were correct. And when I mouse over there, it sort of tells me which one it is. Flashing indicators. There you go. So go. Alright, let's go to maneuver here. Pretty easy mission. Pretty straightforward. Just basically destroy what we run into and maneuver here.
The power station being used by these raiders is derelict, Commander, but you can bet its perimeter defenses won't be. My guess, the raiders will have turrets stationed around the perimeter. If that's the case, it means they must have a generator close by. Find and destroy that generator before assaulting the plant, and you'll have a much easier time of it.
Got it. Thanks.
Alright, remember, a moving target is harder to hit.
Heads up, Commander. I'm detecting enemy units up ahead. Could be a raider patrol.
270 meters optimal.
Incoming missile. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Again, your lasers are mounted to your torso. They're not mounted to your arms, so you don't have as much flexibility there.
Target destroyed. Heat critical. Jump jet fuel low.
Alright, let's go to maneuver here. We got
Target acquired.
turret here. Again, one of the cool things about Mechwarrior 5 is the graphic fidelity. And again, if you're watching this and you're like, hold on, that mech seems a lot smaller and it seems like, I don't know, more livable, you can actually read things. It's because the rescale mod by Navid as well. This guy is on fire. Make sure to check that link out below. I've got an entire video. Super easy to install, by the way. And for me, at least, the one thing that it does is it really immerses you actually being in a mech that is properly scaled. And scale, again, is one of those like weird things that a lot of people have their own version of. Ooh, I really like that. Not all the tanks are exploding. That's actually sort of cool, right? You kill the crew. But sort of the scale. I love this is a 30-ton mech. It's not the biggest thing in the world, right?
Target destroyed.
All right, turrets there. We're gonna have to take out that turret there as well. Try to minimize damage.
Target destroyed.
Oh,
Target
hello
acquired.
turret.
Target destroyed.
Oh, we got a warrior coming at us.
Target destroyed.
All right.
Target acquired.
We have another. We do.
Target destroyed.
Rude. All right. Destroy the turret generator. Obviously, is right here.
Perfect. With the generator blown, the turret should be disabled now.
All right. You do have building destruction. Very, very nice. I know it's a little bit simplistic as far as like it looks like it's modular in the design, but I'm okay with that. We're gonna go maneuver up here. We've got the next nav location. I am running pretty much maxed out graphics. They have DLSS as well. Very nice. It was a good update. RTX was just implemented in the game in yesterday's patch as well. So if you haven't patched the game, make sure to load up EGS.
Okay, there's the geothermal power plant up ahead. There's a number of storage buildings in and around the plant itself. I suspect that's where they're storing their loot. Time to smash and grab, Commander. Once you locate a storage crate, mark it for pickup, then move on to the next building. From my initial scans of the site, I've marked where I think the crates could be located. Look there first.
Behind us.
Roger that.
All right. So this is actually something that they implemented. Again, this is sort of a tutorial mission. That you have to find these crates. There's 3 of them. Here's one. And you have to hold E to collect. Now, this is something that I think was a cool mechanic,
Good work.
but they never use it again. And it was one of those design decisions that maybe there was more to it and maybe they'll expand that. But I always felt like that had the real sense of doing something like Mech Commander, you know, where you could go around and if you destroyed the entire building, well, then you couldn't salvage anything, but maybe there was stuff that you could salvage. But unfortunately, this is the only time that you use this mechanic. And you'll notice one other thing we'll run into in the short period of time that I'll also talk about. Don't forget, you do have jump jets here, so we don't have to take the straightforward routes here. We can make our own path here unless we get stuck. There we go. There we go. Just jump right over that. So unfortunately, that was, in my opinion, a sort of letdown. They have this mechanic that you'll never see, and unfortunately, it's at the very beginning. So you're like, okay, I'm learning something that's valuable, but that is not the case. Okay, and again, you can switch to third person here. Oh, there's another one. It would have definitely been even a cool mechanic for like turrets or sensor towers or something like that as well. I think they could really expand that. Salvage. We're just gonna boop around here. Here's our third one.
All right, that should do it. Go ahead and meet me at the exfiltration point. If you see anything worth blowing up on your way out, say a weapons depot or something, I want objects.
Right.
Understood.
Sort of giving you an idea. By the way, this advanced zoom here is a part of the Navid's mod as well, which is quite fantastic. So this is a destroy the weapon depot. The cool thing with this is you can just do this all by running through the buildings here. As you can do 70, 60, 65. You can also fire, of course. Definitely some nice destruction there. Oh, we got a J. Edgar coming in here. Okay, just trying to minimize damage there.
Target destroyed.
And another vehicle coming from over here. Where are you? Oh, there he is.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
There we go. All right. Also, one of the cool things and features that Mech 5 has. Come on, make this easier for me. Stop moving. Just die. I need speed boost. Stop running. Ah, there we go. It took a minute to do, but being able to run over tanks is very, very nice. And of course, you have the same ability against buildings here.
Nicely done, Commander. That should teach them a lesson. Now get to the exfil point, and I'll pick you up.
Right. Keep in mind, there are some buildings that are combustible and will damage your mech. So I just wanted to point that out. And this is a stock. Ow. Ow.
Target acquired.
Scorpions, the bane of my existence. And again, these J. Edgars, man, will be chasing them. Alright, we're gonna go kill that other vehicle.
Target destroyed.
There we go. Let's go maneuver over here. You can play in third person. Again, just sort of, if it helps you too, you can hold down left shift. You can also go lock your arm reticle as well. And it really doesn't matter as much, especially when you're using a vehicle that doesn't have arm mounted weapons. So there we have it. This is your first mission of the campaign. Pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Ooh, coming in hot. I always thought it would be cool if it actually landed and the bay doors open. That'd be cool. All you gotta do is just run up here. And there you go. So first mission complete. As I mentioned here, now we go back. We had 2 points into salvage, like I said. So share cost, this is what we're talking about. So The best thing right now would be to basically go with the highest thing. So these two AC5 burst fire, that's what the BF stands for. You can also see that we gain +9 with interstellar expeditions, and against the bandits we have -7, so moving a little bit that way. Objective payout, a bonus, and then the salvage obtained, so we get a 265. Damage taken, 41,000. So if we'd have dropped that, 1 point of negotiation point into the damage, it was 172,000. So in reality, you're better off with going with sea bills because you earned more than what your repair costs were. Okay, and this is where you get skills. Now, in this case, you are the pilot, and this is Commander Mason. So if you mouse over here, you can see damage done by ballistics. These go up based, of course, on what weapons. We just used energy, so missile and ballistic weren't used. You also have a defensive one. It says reduces amount of damage taken under fire. And again, that's a percentage. Reduces the chance of overheating while increasing equal cooldown times. And then, of course, we have increase of chance of avoiding enemy fire. So those go up. Obviously, they're more important for other pilots that you'll gain. But this does affect you as well, right? Because you can increase your damage and you can increase your defense. So total damage is here, 41, and we earned 265. We'd go close there. Smash and grab. Nice work, Commander. We were able to recover the materials we needed from the radar cache, and Fahad has already started the repairs on the Leopard and Centurion. You made him a very happy man, though he'll admit it. So 50,000 just for doing the mission here. And we'll go ahead and talk to Fahad again.
Hey, boss mate, that was quite the haul you brought back. Gonna make the repairs a bit easier now. But don't go getting stars in your eyes or nothing. I'm overworked as it is, and this ship needs a lot of loving, eh? So your Centurion is still gonna take plenty of time to fix. But yeah, like I said, nice job out there. Your old man will be proud. Now if there's nothing else, gonna get back at it, alright? Lot of work to do. Story of my life.
It would have actually been really cool if you saw him walk away and be moving stuff, but unfortunately, that is all he does. He'll track you for a little bit and he'll stand there, and that's all. And that is his outfit, which again, I think could be dramatically improved, fortunately, but that is what we get. So anyways, that's still being worked on. As you can see here, damage against our Javelin. You can see the pop marks and damage on it, and where we were hit. So that's going to be repaired. All we have to do is click tab, go to battle mechs, go to our Javelin. We know we had no internal damage, so all I'm going to do is click repair. It's going to be 7 days. I'm going to go and click start, close the tab. Now we do have to talk to Rihanna, which means we're going to have to walk up there. There's nothing we can do about this. And actually, this is one problem that I wish the devs, so if PGI you're listening, I also think that it would be better to actually just spawn you right here in your private quarters and actually have Fahad standing right here or on the gantry, so you don't have to physically walk up each time. Now that's negated once you get out into the after the missions per se, but because you can just hit tab. But when you're doing the campaign, more often than not, each time you have to run up and talk to her, which from down there up here just seems sort of redundant. So maybe we'll get that adjusted in the near future.
Good work with those raiders, Commander. While you were planetside, I got word from Spears about the plan he's put in place for us. Take a listen.
Rihanna, Commander, good news. I think I can get you safely past the blockade with the aid of a local mining company. To make everything work, I'm gonna have to find you guys a recycled mercenary identification number. A new identity, essentially. Nyx Cavaliers, for all intents and purposes, no longer exists. I'll match that number to a new name of your choosing once the time comes. So think about what you want to call yourselves. While I arrange that, you're gonna have to do a little work for the mining company in exchange for their cooperation. If things go well, they've agreed to hire you to transport some precious cargo out of the system aboard an inbound jump ship. Using the new mercenary ID and with a legitimate contract in hand, you should have no problem slipping through the blockade. I've attached the particulars to this message. I'll be in touch once you've completed the mission. Good luck.
I already reviewed the information Spears sent. The mission is a straight-up protect and defend op. Seems these raiders have been harassing the mining company, among others. stealing from them, extorting them, killing innocent civilians when their demands weren't met. I've uploaded the pertinent details into the mission briefing, so I won't repeat them here. You're good to launch anytime, Commander.
Roger that. I'll see you on the other side.
But anyways, that was the very first mission. We've got some more to do, of course, now as we have imminent threat. So we'll check that out on the next video. And of course, just want to say thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this, and we'll be playing this series from here on out. So make sure to subscribe and like. Comment down below your guys' thoughts. Some stuff that you'd like to see in Mech 5. Are you enjoying some of these mods that you see? What would you like to see in future DLCs? Is there a favorite mech that you have? So forth and so on. But anyways, just want to say thank you again. Quick shout out again to everyone who's watching. Speaking of watching, if you do want to watch me and live stream all of this, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/NGNGTV. I'll have a link in the description below where you can come watch all of our gaming. We've been doing some Mechwarrior Online. We did some, we'll be doing some Mechwarrior 5 today and some Battletech on Friday, but we've also been branching out and playing some other games as well. So if you'd like to check that out, head over to our Twitch channel. And of course, if you want to support us here, one of the best things you can do is just interact. Let us know. Let me know what you guys think, like, so forth and so on. Consider checking out the Patreon as well. Quick shout out to those. Thank you again for all the support. You guys have been amazing. But that's going to be it for now, and we'll come back with another mission where we'll continue the imminent threat and go through these beginning tutorial sort of / missions, and then we'll branch out into the Inner Sphere, which is actually a really cool map. So I'm looking forward to you guys seeing that, and especially if you've only seen this for the first time. By the way, if you're thinking about picking this up, I do have an Epic Game Store, basically a creator code. I'll have a link down below for you. So if you're going to pick this up, and you want to support me directly, use that code. If not, don't feel pressure, don't feel bad. Just want to say thank you again. I'll see you guys on the next episode. It's an assault rifle there. Your safety's on. Your finger's on the trigger. There's no trigger discipline right there. Come on. Get your finger off the trigger. What are you doing? You don't even know, do you?